Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Tina O here on Powerhouse, on the Powerhouse Facebook page. We have just finished Gather for Her, which if you've been joining us on Gather for Her for the last 2 years, you're like, wait a minute, something's changed. We have moved Gather for Her over to LinkedIn. We are live on LinkedIn every second Wednesday. We're now opening I always get this wrong. I want to say it's season 7. Oy, and if it's season 6 and I'm just ahead, well, forgive me. We're in either season 6 or season 7. And we opened season 7 just as we kicked off March. And March is a big month. It's a big month in Powerhouse. International Women's Day happens in March. We have the spring equinox in March. There's a lot going on. And we always have our annual wellness reset, whole leader wellness reset. And as you know, Powerhouse is an Indigenous bridge organization, bridging Indigenous and non-Indigenous leaders. And Powerhouse Turtle Island, which is Powerhouse North America, is guided by the Indigenous wisdom of Turtle Island. And so Ecko Aleck and Sami Bass came together, leaders, Turtle Island Indigenous leaders, to create a wellness reset for us on the leader path that is Indigenous led, that moves with the rhythm of the moon, that is earth based. And our Gather conversation was about what that means and what that looks like. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of a recap. I encourage you to watch the entire episode, which is on our LinkedIn channel, the Powerhouse LinkedIn. I also encourage you to join us on the Leader Path to take part in the Wellness Reset, which you can take part in for free with our 30-day free trial of the Leader Path. Go to powerhouse.com, the Leader Path, the pop-up comes up, join in, and then you'll have an option to join into the Leader Path for free there as well. Some of the insights that came up, the first thing I'll just offer is that I noticed that our Gather conversation rhythm dramatically changed. It's like the 6 of us just went, boom. There was a lot more of that, a lot more of internal reflection before words came out of our mouth. If you've watched me for a while, that's that's not usual for me, right? Like, yeah. And so I want to notice that. There was, right out of the gate, a question came up about what if you're someone who holds the perspective that none of us are broken. One of the founding principles that guided Charlene Sanjanko, who's the founder of Powerhouse, to come forward and create Powerhouse was around this notion of healing, was around this understanding of global healing and the need for that. And she often has said that we can't be led by broken leaders, which opened up this piece. And what do we think about that? What do we think about brokenness? What's our understanding about that? And lots of us come into the world, I'm one of them, that truly holds the perspective that none of us are broken. Not to suggest that any of us walk around here without wounds, but it doesn't necessarily make us broken. And so we really got into that. And we got into, if we're, Ecko offered and Sami offered that our brokenness and our wellness is an ever-evolving thing. We're not static. And that the complexity of that is the hard part. The simplicity might be understanding that we're always in a place of evolution, we're always in a place of well, and we're always in a place of wounded. That's pretty simple. The complexity of being with that really, Ecko offered roots in our ability to trust. And that wellness may be simple, or the concept of wellness may be simple, even the understanding may be simple, But the practice is the process of trust, and that is complex. Ecko offered something as a practice to us that really, really grabbed my heart and shook things up in the comment section in LinkedIn around this idea of what she does is she knows that in her business as a leader, that the whatever the broken bit is, whatever the wounded bit is, it's going to circle around. It's going to cycle, and it's going to come back, and it's going to go away, and it's going to come back, and it's going to go away. And she has a practice of pausing in her month to become aware of the broken bits and to actually allow a coming apart. I don't know if it's in her monthly rhythm or a seasonal rhythm, but there's some sort of rhythm that she does this in where she actively comes apart. She has a practice of coming apart. And after she comes apart, she takes a look at all the fragments in front of her and says, whoa, what's calling my attention? What's that thing that keeps cycling around in my business, in my life, in my relationships, in my body, in my thoughts? What's that thing that's calling my attention right now and has been calling my attention? And she'll look at that piece. She'll go, okay, I guess I'm ready for this. I guess it's your turn. And then for her, she has a visualization. She said for her, it's usually inner child stuff. So she will actually create a visual of bringing a blanket around this inner child, this broken bit, and invite this in and say, I've got you. I've got this. So that's her version of that. The invitation, of course, for us is, do we create space in our life to see the things that keep coming up for us? Do we make time for that? Do we have compassion for that? Are we willing to acknowledge that? Is there safety in our life to do that? So that came up. That felt like a really big one because we opened right on the concept of broken. When we moved into a more simple conversation, which is not simple, but a simple offering, there was this invitation around wellness, of the simplicity of nature and how Mother Nature never shames us. Mother Nature says you are welcome here. Mother Nature teaches us how to take care of ourselves all the time. That when we have big feelings, we can walk into the woods. This came from Sammy. We could walk into the woods and we can shake our big feelings out in the forest, and Mother Earth will never shrink her leaves back. Oh, that's too much for me. I can't take that. Mother Earth says, I got you. Mother Earth says, I receive you. Mother Earth says, you are loved. And in a practice of wellness, to listen to what our body might want. Is it as simple as saying, I need to go sit down on the grass for 5 minutes. I need to go and look out my window. I'm going to sit down by the ocean if you happen to be like me and live close to the ocean. We can get caught up. Charlene brought us back to, she was a personal trainer for a long time, that a lot of us walk through the world. I'll confess, I'm one of them that says, I don't have 90 minutes, so I can't do it. I'm busy. I can't give up 90 minutes to go do the blah, blah, blah. I even say to myself, I don't have 20 minutes for that walk. I do that. And the offer was, nature's always there. And if we get caught in our dialogue with I have time, I don't have time, we can simply trust our inner knowing, or get in practice of our inner knowing by asking our body what it needs. We could say, hey, imagine if we said yes to, I'm going to go sit down by that tree for 5 minutes. So I'm going to say yes to that 5-minute sit by the tree and ask our body, how's that feel? Just notice, how does our body feel? Oh God, I need to do that. 5 minutes. Oh my God, is it really that simple? 5 minutes? Yeah, go do that. Go do that. And what I heard in that, for those of us who are chronic achievers, chronic, get it all inners, chronic doers, and I speak to that from the positive side, which comes at a price. But the positive side is, there are those of us in the world who, if you self-identify as a change maker, which is what Powerhouse is all about, You're already someone who gets up wanting to contribute, wanting to pack it all in, wanting to make the most of each day, which is a positive. But the cost of that is we can miss those 5 minutes. We can miss because we want 90 minutes. So our inner knowing will tell us what we need and will tell us what we're available to right now. And that inner knowing says, yes, I can feel that. I want to sit by that tree. I can feel that. I want to look out that window. I can feel that. I want to take my socks off and just stand on the earth. I can feel that. I want a 20-minute nap. I can feel that. There's a yes inside of me for that. And then Ecko and Sami also reminded us that most of us, if not all of us, have been brainwashed with to not trust or to not listen, but instead to trust what's been told to us rather than what's inside of us. And so that in itself is a practice of wellness, of learning how to go, oh, my inner knowing says I need a 20-minute nap. My inner knowing says having a glass of water is all I need right now. So I felt like our conversation was simple and complex at the same time. I felt like our conversation offered some really basic things that we can do right now that are mind shifting and daily rhythm shifting. And then the invitation at the end of our conversation was, of course, to come and join us on the Leader Path, where you have a 30-day free trial and take part in the Indigenous-led Wellness Reset that offers more than these mindset pieces, but actual practices in your day and in your month, and invites you to get into or to discover a rhythm within you that is in rhythm with the earth. So thanks for being with me this morning. If you'd like to join in to gather for her, please do. We are on LinkedIn every 2 weeks, and you can get a direct message from us from the house. Join us in the house by opting in to Powerhouse. You'll just go to powerhouse.com and opt in, and you'll be on our list. So we'll be in touch. Thanks for being with me this morning, and we will see you on Gather.